So after my story was published, I started doing a lot of public speaking. 2016, high schools, universities, all in immigration, all just talking to immigrant kids about what they can do with their lives, what I've done with my life, how I was able to go to college, get a master's, work. And it was a really good time in my life. There's a huge fulfillment and encouraging others, and showing those that are where you were before, and giving them a chance to see that there are so many opportunities for them, and just letting them know it's going to be okay. You're going to make it. Most of 2016, 2017, I did that. I even did a TEDx in 2017, and that was an awesome experience. Exhausting, but awesome. And I would say that for a while, my faith and my life were going really well. But the Trump presidency was really eating away at me. All those evangelical Christians that kept supporting him, defending him, saying how he was right to go after immigrants. It was something that just really broke my heart inside, and I stopped really wanting to be a Christian, to consider myself a Christian, to associate with them. In 2019, I got into the first serious relationship with a Christian girl, and I fell madly in love. And I loved her all my heart, and we prayed every night. It was really wonderful, but I let this bitterness eat away at me, and by the end of that year, I couldn't pray with her anymore. I couldn't go to church. I just was so sickened by people that represented Christianity, on television. Franklin Graham, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, these people that wore their faith on their sleeve, but at the same time, just had the worst things to say about immigrants. And it wasn't just how it affected me personally, thinking about the times that I considered suicide because of my situation, but just wondering how these kids were dealing with just this horrible attacks from these people and the president. So I decided, stupidly, that I didn't want to be a Christian anymore, that I wanted to be associated with Christianity. And I knew deep down in my heart that God is so graceful and that he was going to forgive all these people. And I couldn't accept that. I wanted justice. I wanted revenge, though. That's not true. I don't want justice. I wanted revenge. I told myself it was justice. And so I decided that on the day I met God, I would tell him, if you're going to forgive all these people and provide them grace, I don't want anything to do with heaven. Just send me to hell. You can just go fuck yourself, and I don't care. I don't want to be. Heaven to me is not a place where people like Franklin Graham and Sarah Huckabee Sanders get to be. People that talk about immigrants like they were evil or just people. So that bitterness actually ended up killing that relationship, which again was devastating to me because I couldn't love that person anymore. And it just sent me into this kind of self-pity hiding time in my life where the pandemic happened to hit in 2020. So I just created this safe little bubble where I just didn't really let anyone in. I lived my life comfortably. I didn't really need for anything. I didn't spend any time with God. I didn't take any risk. And I felt so safe. But the reality is I just created a world without love or passion or faith, just a safe little bubble where I was able to judge others and feel self-righteous. And it lingered for close to 4 years, from 2020 to 2023, where I'll get into that next week. But I went from the public speaking in 2016, 2017, 2018 to this wonderful relationship in 2019 to just 4 years of bitterness and anger. And it's a really dark time for me. I didn't do really any growth with God or my faith. I really just shut myself down. And crazily, I really believed that when I met God, I was going to tell him to go F himself and to send me to hell. So this is not the best part of my testimony, but it's an important one. I'll pick it up next week with what happened next. Thanks. Thank you again for following this journey with me.